Being the with authorities, I have the one to have the authority, and originalist. When you say original, you cannot duplicate. That's why even then they attempt to do it, they cannot, because they have some kind of top secret that they're the only one who will know what it is. And of course, being legalist, that I'm the only legit when it comes to monarchy. So what they did is they put the trilateral and they make it double trilateral, like kind of a star, and they invaded that to my body. And somebody told me that it was the flag of the Israel. I said, what has got to do with the flag of the Israel? What is my connection to that? So let's hear from Alfredo, because even me, I was kind of like, what is that? I mean, I don't understand it. But as far as I know, uh, for the record, I don't need to have a document in order for me to justify who I am, because I am the document along with my pendant, the heart shape, and the ring, the morning star ring, the King Solomon ring, and the Joby Repsol ring. Go ahead, Alfredo. Alfredo, yes.
Yes, ma'am. And Alfredo, when you answer the question, can you also explain why it's the seeing eye? Because some people will hear, oh, it's the seeing eye, it's the Illuminati, that's a bad thing. Or
no.
it's the Star of David. Can you explain why the Star of David? Why the seeing eye? Why are these signatures or things embedded in her body near her organs? Alfredo, please.
Okay, here, this is how it goes. Okay, you were asking Elizabeth about why he is the one, he is the M1. First, about the King Solomon Trust, it is because basically, if you would look at in the background of the King Solomon's treasure, it came from here, from the Philippines, literally, and that treasures or that wealth, that vast wealth, could be traced from the bloodline, the reality bloodline of Elizabeth, of Princess Elizabeth. That is
King Solomon, or known as Suleiman in the Islamic tradition, was a prophet and a revered figure. One of the key aspects that makes Solomon's story so unique in Islamic tradition is his ability to interact with and control various entities such as humans, jinns, animals, and even the natural forces. This power, according to the narratives, was granted to him by God and was symbolized by a special ring known as the Ring of Solomon. It was allegedly crafted from brass and iron, and it bore the inscription, the most merciful, the most compassionate, which is one of the key aspects of God in the Islamic tradition. The ring is believed to be a key source of Solomon's wisdom and power, acting as a conduit for his divine favor. After Solomon's death, the ring was said to have been lost, creating a mystery that has captivated many imaginations and inspired conspiracy theories for centuries. Let's look at some of the possible locations of where this ring could be. First of all, the first location is hidden in the ruins of Solomon's temple. The first theory posits that the ring could be hidden in the ruins of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, also known as the First Temple. The temple was destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BC, and its exact location has been a subject of debate amongst historians and archaeologists. This theory suggests that the ring was hidden away in a secret chamber to protect it from the invading Babylonians. Support for this theory comes from a number of sources. The Jewish historian Josephus, in his book Antiquities of the Jews, which is a really old book, mind you, and was written somewhere in the 93rd or the 94th CE, meaning way before the advent of Prophet Muhammad, mentions that Solomon was known to have secret vaults in the temple. Moreover, a website called the Temple Mount Sifting Project, which is an Israeli archaeological site that began digging between 2005 to 2017 and was largely funded by private donors, has documented numerous archaeological findings from the Temple Mount area, including several artifacts from the First Temple period. While none of these artifacts is the Ring of Solomon, their existence suggests that there could yet be more to be discovered. The second theory posits that the ring could be lying at the bottom of the River Nile in Egypt. In the Islamic tradition, there is a story that Solomon once lost his ring while bathing in the Nile, and he was found by a fish, which was subsequently caught by a fisherman. This theory is supported in a book titled The Ring of Solomon, a tractate on the secret of King Solomon as portrayed in the High Grades of Masonry, by A.E. White. This book, while discussing various Masonic traditions associated with King Solomon, mentions the story of the lost ring and the Nile. The ring was eventually recovered according to that story, but it leaves the open possibility that it could have been lost again in the same river. Mind you, however, this is from a Freemasonry source, and they are linked with King Solomon, the Kabbalah, and the occult. The third theory posits that the Ring of Solomon is not lost at all, but has been kept hidden by a secretive Islamic order known as the Sufis. Sufism is a mystical branch of Islam that emphasizes personal experience and spiritual growth, and they may have been known to maintain various relics and artifacts. In his book, The Sufis, Idris Shah, a prominent Sufi author, mentions the Ring of Solomon as a symbol of divine authority that has been preserved by the Sufis. He does not explicitly say that the Sufis have the ring, but his suggestions are that they are the guardians of the symbol, which could be interpreted to imply possession. There is also an article on a website, the Sufi Journal, which discusses the importance of Solomon and Sufi tradition, further suggesting that they could be the keepers of this ring. This would mean that they have been keeping the ring a secret for thousands of years and will most likely give it to Isa ibn Maryam when the time comes. But this begs the question, where did they even find it, and how? Although a theory, this one poses a lot of questions.
You know, I remember hearing Elizabeth, I don't know if we're going with the chosen one or the queen or the princess or what she's calling herself right now, but I remember her saying that she triggers, I think she said she goes to Las Vegas and triggers the release of the rainbow currency. And so I had an opportunity to talk with a treasury chief, and I brought that up. And he said, come on. I mean, he was almost embarrassed that I was asking. He was like, Jeff, stop it. I said, well, you know, they're really driving this down the field, and they're, you know, coming up with all this documentation and blah, blah, blah. And he said, come on, when is anybody from another foreign country coming to the United States and tell the U.S. Treasury when they're going to release their money? He said, stop. He said, kings and queens don't come over from other countries, let alone people that are, you know, claiming to have been raised under another name and hiding under a rock. And I don't remember the story, but anyway, U.S. Treasury is blowing holes in that one big time.